Hello and welcome back to the iFlip Trader Training Series. During this session, we're going to spend some time talking about the My Portfolios tab. Now that we've just got a little bit more clear on what lives inside the account settings and where our current account is backdated to, which is 2014, sitting at a $10,000 account value, what we talk about moving forward might make a little bit more sense. So now that we're here in the My Portfolios tab, this is where you are driven to from the very first time you log in. Why, you ask? Because obviously the first step that we need to do is get your portfolio set up before you can start trading live. So here you have two different options to set up your portfolio. You've got preset portfolios, which are portfolios that were built by our in-house experts. And then we also have My Portfolios, which are built by the user themselves if they decide they want to custom build their own portfolios. So let's spend 1 or 2 minutes talking about each. Preset portfolios are generally for those folks who don't have a great deal of experience with trading on Wall Street, and they just want to go with whatever the experts have built. Each one of these portfolios contains its own list of stocks paired with their own unique strategies. So I can go ahead and click on any one of these portfolios, and you can see some information over here in the right-hand side appear as I click through them. What's kind of cool about preset portfolios is our maintenance algorithms run in addition to the trading algorithms. So what our maintenance algorithms do is they're basically looking at the market every 90 days roughly, and they make tweaks to these portfolios, whether it be the addition or removal of a particular stock or the addition or removal of a particular strategy paired with a stock. We make certain tweaks to these preset portfolios based on market conditions. This empowers us to essentially control in the masses those who have presets and making sure their portfolios are staying up to speed in a condition that we deem as being respectable given the current market conditions. So here, let's go ahead and click on 4Q Rotate, and we can see some information populate over here in the right-hand side. Starting with the top, all the information that you see when trying to select a simulated portfolio backdates to 2004 and starts with a $10,000 account value. This is not related directly to what we have in account settings. This is just a default backdated data system that we have in place for a user to decide which portfolio they want to go with. So here we've clicked on 4Q Rotate. We can see here it basically outlines for you below are the generic statistics for a selected portfolio over the last 14 years, assuming no changes. So scrolling down right here, we actually have the specific stocks and allocation percentages for each individual stock, which is kind of cool. And then as you go through, we can start to take a look at what the overall P&L would have been of this specific portfolio had we set it up 14 years ago and paired it with the exact strategies that are used inside of this portfolio. So that's the P&L, and then we also have a month-to-date statistic, year-to-date, last 12 months, 2 years, and 5 years. So the whole idea of this is not to get super deep down in the weeds, but to give you a snapshot of how this preset portfolio would have performed since 2004, assuming no changes. Scrolling down to the bottom down here, I kind of like this monthly P&L chart. You can see month over month, and then also year over year how this portfolio would have performed. And you can show this as a percent or in US dollars, whichever you prefer. So if you are set on setting up a preset portfolio, you can kind of click on all these and decide which one, which one you want to roll with. Once you decide, you can simply click the Use This Portfolio button here in the top right-hand corner, and this will become the new portfolio that you start trading with, in this case in simulation mode, moving forward. Once you've selected a portfolio, the selected one will operate off of what you have set up in your account settings. So if you recall, our account settings go back to 2014 with a $10,000 account value. So this selected preset portfolio, the all market ETF, is now running off of what we have set up here in the account settings, while all these other portfolios are based off of backdated data of 2004, assuming a $10,000 investment. So that's preset portfolios. Now, if you decide you want to build your own, let's talk a little bit about that. You can see we already have a few that have previously been built in here, but we're going to start with one from scratch. To begin building your own portfolio, you'll click the blue plus button right here, and then you'll name it. So we'll just name this Sample Portfolio, for example, right now. And we'll click OK. And what this is going to do, it's going to create the new portfolio, and it's going to drive us to the portfolio builder. Here's where we can start to build our portfolio. This big square box here in the center consists of all of our stocks and ETFs. Our software contains the S&P 500 and as well as the top 100 ETFs. There's 3 different ways to search through our database. You can simply search the stock symbol right here. We also have a drop-down menu based on the type of stocks. So you can see we've got energy favorites, high sharp stocks, high beta stocks, low beta stocks, ETFs, so on and so forth. We also have the IBD 50 here. And then you can also search by the industry. So if whichever works best for you, the user can kind of choose. Here we're just going to search the stock symbol. So we're just going to go with Amazon, for instance. So we're just going to click Amazon. Once we click on the actual stock itself, you'll see some strategies appear down here where we can then kind of do a little bit of research on Amazon as it relates to each individual strategy. To learn more about these different strategies, you can see there's a little bit of a list. We actually have 12 different strategies built into our software. To learn about these different ones, you can either go to our YouTube channel, where we have short little 3 to 5 minute videos available, and we've also placed those very same videos inside of the iFlip member portal, which you gain access to as soon as you become a customer. We've got a full-on training platform inside of that. So Amazon Mesa, let's just go ahead and, for example, click on details. We can take a look at some backdated data on Amazon when it's paired with our Mesa strategy. And again, just like in our preset conversation, all of our data, our research data, goes back to 2004. This does not use the account settings data. This type of data just always defaults back to 2004 and assumes a $10,000 account value for starters. So this is how Amazon would have worked since 2004 with the Mesa strategy. You can obviously see it would have done pretty well. A lot of very similar statistics that you're going to see that we've already sort of showcased. And then here towards the bottom, again, we've got the monthly P&L and the year-over-year P&L as well as a percent and as in U.S. dollars. So that's kind of a way to take a deeper dive into how this particular stock would have performed with the Mesa strategy. Now we're going to go back to Amazon here, and we're going to scroll back down, and we're going to take a look at some other strategies. We can continue to look at the details and really decide which one of these we want to roll with. Once we decide, we can click the green change button here in the top right-hand corner. And once we do, you can see the add button next to each of these goes from grayed out to green, so we can now they're now a clickable button. So let's go ahead and add Amazon and pair it with Mesa. So we'll do that. And you see it now shows up here in the portfolio allocation box and is no longer seen down here in the strategies box. So now that we have Amazon paired up with Mesa, we can actually change the allocation percentage as well. If we want to change it to, for instance, 25%, we click enter, that's perfect. Now if we want to go ahead and maybe search another stock, we go back to our pool, we'll search a stock symbol, so maybe we'll do Netflix. We'll click on Netflix, we'll click that, and now we see our list of strategies appear once again. We can click on the details for each individual strategy as it relates to Netflix if we want to do our research. Once we've picked one out, we simply click the add button, and it gets added to our portfolio allocation menu over here in the left-hand column. And then we can simply change this to 25%. So now we're at 50% allocation. We've got 50 more left. So let's kind of go through our database and decide, what else do we want to add? Is there anything that jumps out at us that seems intriguing? So let's do, how about we do ADP? So we'll search ADP. We'll click on that, and we will see, all of our stock strategy pairs here, and we can decide which one we want to go with. Right now, I'm kind of just clicking since we've already gone inside the details box. And now, again, we've got ADP paired with swing buy. So let's go ahead and make this one 50%. So now we have 100% allocation in our portfolio. And to save those changes, all we have to do is click the orange button here in the top right-hand corner and then click OK. And now our custom portfolio has been saved. If we decide we want to put a description to this custom portfolio, we can click the green change button again one more time, and maybe we type in a short description of our own, anything you want really. It could just be like technology stocks, whatever you want to put there, and then you click save. So now we've saved all our information. We've built our portfolio. We've put a short description there. We're good to go. Now let's go back to my portfolios, back to where we started here. And you'll see we have sample portfolio listed, living right down here under my portfolios. This is the one that we just built. So we can click on sample portfolio and check to see how it would have performed, this entire portfolio in its entirety, since 2004, assuming a $10,000 deposit. So you can go through, see how it would have performed. It actually doesn't look like it was too bad. I mean, I'd take it, that's for sure. So if you decide you want to roll with that and use that as your actual live portfolio, in this case our simulated portfolio, since we're obviously in simulation mode, we can click it, and then in the top right hand corner we'll click use this portfolio and click OK. And now this portfolio becomes the portfolio that we're going to trade with. If we were trading live, it would take effect in the next 1 to 2 days. Since we're in simulation mode, where we're about to go in these upcoming videos, under trading dashboard and account history, you'll actually see the sample portfolio reflected. So that's all we have for this session. Moving on to the next, stay tuned for trading dashboard.